This year's NCH regulation for the weightage, subject-wise weightage for the homeopathy AIApget 2024 given by NCH. This is not by any other website. This is officially by NCH, National Council for Homeopathy. So Materia Medica, we can see 16 questions. Okay, out of the 120 questions. 16 questions, Materia Medica 16, organoid and 16 repertoire. This is a very balanced, very good weightage actually. All these three subjects are very important. And homeopathy pharmacy was actually usually around 5 or 10, in between 10 and 5 like that. So now they have given 12 questions. So by doing these homeopathic subjects properly, you are covering the half, exact half of the exam actually. So this is what weightage this time, so around 40 40 plus 18 plus 2 60 questions out of 120 will be from homeopathy subjects. And practice of medicine is equally important, but it's a vast subjects. But don't worry, there is no big deal actually in practice of medicine. If you cover the few chapters like blood, then if you cover the CVS and respiratory system and CNS and endocrinology, these 5 chapters properly, and just like the previous questions of dermatology and psychiatry, you can actually cover 12 plus in practice of medicine, and this is highly very good score actually. And otherwise also, out of the 16 questions, there are possibilities of guessing, doing guesswork, etc., based on your UG knowledge and your practice knowledge, etc. So this practice of medicine is also not a big deal. Other subjects are actually for some people physiology will be difficult, for some people like pathology will be difficult, for some obstetrics won't be interesting, but you have to read all these subjects also, because if you are aiming at a rank in the first 10 or in the first 50 in AIApget All India, you have to study all these subjects also. You cannot skip any of the subjects by just studying Materia Medica and organ repertory pharmacy. So these all subjects, 8 questions are rank deciding questions actually. So if you are not started your subject based preparation, don't worry, you cover the high yield topics actually by doing these 7 years question papers which are available in the internet, like in homeebook.com or in telegram groups. You can actually go through the previous questions in a glance actually. One day you can dedicate for that, for going through all these subject wise questions. Then you will understand an idea, okay, which are the high yield topics, which are the repeatedly asked areas. So that topics only you study from the authentic textbooks, only 1 or 2 paragraphs you have to read, and that question, if it comes, you can easily answer. So we are going to the 2017 AIApget question. First question. So this is about stools actually. So we know that Sina stools, we should study the common family then and there itself whenever we study, especially the vegetable kingdom remedies. Here the other 3 are mineral kingdom remedies: phosphorus, natrum, carbon, argon, nitricum. So Sina is worm seed, and family is very, very important family in the Materia Medica Compositae. Okay, Compositae. So if you see Alan's keynote, you will not see this fine symptom of Sina there. So you will have to refer Boric Materia Medica. So there it is exactly given what is Sina stool. White mucus, like small pieces of popped corn, like small pieces of popped corn. So there are some symptoms which we feel that okay, it won't be there in Alan's keynote, but it is there in Boric. But exact line will be there in some of the remedies comparison, not in that remedy particularly. If you see Sina, Alan's keynote, you cannot see this remedy symptom, but sometimes it will be there in some other remedy. We'll have to find out that while reading multiple times, we will understand such way where it is mentioned, etc. So white mucus like small pieces of popcorn. So A is this 3, A3. So whenever you come across a massive following in AIApget, you have to just cross check, okay, A3 how many are there? So A3 2 are there. So we'll keep 3 and 4 pending. Okay, and phosphorus we know that sago-like particles, tools like sago-like particles. So here one more symptom is there. why this stool is preceded by pinching colic. Okay, pinching colic, preceded by pinching colic. That is also a symptom, preceded by pinching colic in SINA. Okay, so we don't know which question will come this year. So whenever you study the this side and that side of that symptom, because there are beautiful symptoms in each and every drug, where they will be giving like this actually. Headache. Okay, if a Materia Medica keynote you see, headache will be there, and this semicolon symbol will be there. Headache morning, headache waking up, like that. So everything separated by a comma or a semicolon is a separate symptom also. So sometimes they will ask like that. In a very picky, choosy way, they will ask only one option. They won't ask the whole sentence. So there is a possibility that this year they will ask from this side or that side of that symptom. So Alan's keynote, don't study just that symptom of that question paper and go. You study this side and that side. Okay, that you should remember always. So now we got another point, B4. So A3 and B4. So A3 and B4, only one option is there. So we are going for this 3. Now just we will cross check. C2, natrum carb, orange. We know that actually it is a symptom which is there in the like boric Materia Medica, yellow substance like pulp of orange in discharge, diarrhea from milk. That is another symptom of natrum carb, diarrhea from milk in boric. So I told you this side and that side of the remedy, diarrhea from milk. Okay, diarrhea from milk also you have to study. Then next one, so D1, argent nitricum, stools like chopped spinach. So this is a symptom we get from the like Allen's keynote itself. Diarrhea, green mucus like chopped spinach in flakes. Chopped spinach in flakes, then turning green after remaining on diaper, after drinking. That is a very diarrhea after drinking. Diarrhea after drinking. So another remedy which is not there in the Allen's keynote as a remedy, but in the brackets of argent nitricum it is given trombidium. It's a remedy from an insect actually, trombidium, Arachnida family, 8-legged insect actually, red acarus of the fly, Trombidium muscae domestique, Trombidium. Trombidium is a very good remedy for dysentery according to boric Materia Medica. So this Trombidium appears in the brackets of argent nitricum symptom, diarrhea as soon as he drinks. Diarrhea as soon as he drinks. This is a very important keynote. We can expect a question like this year. So diarrhea as soon as he drinks. Okay. Brackets are ars alb, then croton tig and trombidium. Ars alb, croton tig and trombidium. So you have to highlight this in the keynote, and you just write down in the keynote itself 2017 AIApget. So in Allen's keynote you can write down, and in SINA you can write down, phosphorus you can write down, natrum carb in boric you can write down. So so here argent nitricum is having different diarrhea symptoms actually. Diarrhea turning green after remaining on diaper, diarrhea after drinking, diarrhea after eating candy or sugar. That is a very good symptom. Diarrhea after eating candy or sugar. So diarrhea from candy or sugar. So they can actually ask like a case scenario. Different symptoms will be given. Along with that, this symptom also will be there, which is not there in any other symptom in the keynote. So that is a focus point. That is a very, very striking point where we can. This is a pointer to that remedy actually, so that we can easily get to that remedy without any confusions. So another symptom of diarrhea is diarrhea, masses of mucolymph in shreddy strips or shrimps. So sorry, lumps. So masses. Okay. Yeah. I'm not able to. Yeah. Okay, I'll write down. Yeah, masses of mucolymph actually. So you go through this in Allen's keynote, argent nitricum, masses of mucolymph in shreddy strips or lumps, and the remedy compared there is Asarum europeum. Then diarrhea with much noisy flatus. and comparison is allows. So this much good comparison we can make from one particular slide or one particular question actually. So by studying one question we can we have studied around 4 questions, all the 4 options, and we have studied a borocramide trombidium, which is an arachnida insect family. So there can be some questions like a source of the drug from pharmacy actually. Trombidium is a like they can easily confuse you. One person who has not attended this class may go for maximum, they'll go for thinking that this is an element like ledum, not ledum, sorry, ledum is a vegetable kingdom family, like plumbum met lead, or some other element remedies like ending with this particular IUM. So trombidium, you may think that it is a mineral kingdom remedy and you may go for that, but it is a animal kingdom remedy, an insect actually, arachnida family. So that itself can be a question. We have to expect questions like this actually. So trombidium source they can ask. Then diarrhea as soon as he drinks, are the remedies except they can ask actually. So trombidium, croton tick, arsalb and argentum nitricum will be there. So they can actually ask like A B C, A B D, A B C D, like that. So we may think, okay, trombidium anyway we have not seen in the keynote, so it may not be there, like that we can think. So there are possibilities of different questions. Another question is diarrhea from milk, natrum carb, diarrhea from milk, natrum carb. Okay, there are a lot of questions in this particular question itself. Okay, so next question, very easy one, terebinth. So I would like to tell you one more thing. If you are seeing my screen, yeah, this particular Allen's keynote, I purchased this recently, last week actually. I have 2 Allen's keynotes already. One is without arrangement, the old pattern one, which I have brought in my first year. Later for the exam, UG exam purpose, I have brought the rearranged one where we get all the side headings. This is the same one, but this is having a additional repertory index. If you are latest BHMS batch passed out people, you may be already having this latest repertorial index including Allen's keynote. So I suggest you to get this repertorial index having Allen's keynote. So there, if you see this kind of like symptoms, if you see the page number 487, we have the repertory of Allen's keynote, repertorial index we have, where they have given all the similar symptoms together. Okay, so if you take that character of the stool, 487 page, there is a symptom from Crotalus horridus, a black thin like coffee ground. So coffee ground is only there in Crotalus horridus, so we will go for that easily. And next is graphite stool, a brown fluid mixed with undigested substances of an intolerable odor. Other symptoms are all these are there. Stool turning green after remaining on diaper, we have already discussed, arsenum nitricum. Then like frothy molasses, ipecac, like scrambled egg, sanicula, like scum on a frog pond, mag carb. All these we have heard, but this is a place where we can revise everything in a stretch together. And clay colored stool, calcarea carb, hepacel, podophyllum. Then green, watery, corroding, like chopped eggs and spinach, chamomilla. Then offensive, like rotten eggs, chamomilla. Then sour smelling stools, calcarea carb, hepacel, mag carb, rheum. Then watery greenish yellow, pulsatilla, with much noisy flatness, arsenum nitricum, aloes we already discussed, calcarea also. So this is a way they have given the repertorial index. So this particular question, if you see the next question, second question of urine, if you see it, we just discussed about 487. Now they have gone to 497 page. So 497 page, urine symptoms starts actually, albuminuria, color, appearance, nature, sedimentation. In that, in the end, they have given in the 499 page of the Allen's keynote repertorial index 3 symptoms that exactly has come as a match the following if you see. So I'm just trying to show you where and all they can refer for making questions without any effort. Those question setters, they might have gone through this actually. Exactly 3 symptoms they got, they just made it into a massive following. So you should not miss all these areas where easily things can be done, where these are exam hacks actually, hack of exams. There are a lot of hacks I will discuss in the coming days. Exam hacks are, a lot of hacks are there where easily things are arranged, where things are available easily. So here in the 499 page, smell if you see, highly intensified benzoic acid. So benzoic acid, highly intensified. So another symptom of benzoic acid urine is urinous odor, highly intensified, intensely urinous odor. So another symptom of benzoic acid is urine dark brown, dark brown urine in benzoic acid, dark brown. Then yes, so terebinth, the symptom is the urine has odor of violets. So you know what is the odor of violets? Violets is about the violet flowers. Okay, so oil of turpentine, terebinthine oleum. So what is the odor? What do you feel? Is it a bad smell or a good smell? Let me know. Just put it in the chat box so that I'll know my connection with you. My audio, video, everything is fine. Just tell me what is the odor of violet. Is it a pungent smell, or it is a pleasant smell? It is a very good smell. It is a fragrance. It is a bad smell. What do you feel? What could be odor of violet? Have you gone through a Google search or something? What is this violet? Have you gone like that? You should do that. Then only things will be remaining in your brain. Okay. So let me know. What do you feel? Whether it is a pungent smell or a pleasant smell? Odor of violets, terebinth. Huh? Just put it in the chat box. Anyone? No idea. Hope my audio video connections are fine. Okay. Yeah, everybody thinks like that because we imagine like that. We have not gone to do a search. What is this violets, etc. So it's a pleasant smell. It is a fragrance. Okay, yeah, it's a fragrance. It's a delicate, pleasant fragrance of a violet flower. Okay, so it's not a bad smell. When we compare with this intense urine odor, horse urine, etc., we may think like that. So it's a pleasant smell. Okay, terebinth. The next is nitric acid. Nitric acid is urine smells like horse urine. Urine smells like horse urine. So there, nitric acid symptoms are like scanty, dark brown, strong smelling like horse urine, cold when it passes, turbid, looks like remains of a cider barrel. So this can be a question, a separate question. Nitric acid urine, which we always discuss is urine smells like horse urine, strong smelling. But nitric acid, another symptom in the keynote is cold when it passes, turbid. So it's a turbid looking urine. Turbid looks like remains of a cider barrel. Remains of a cider barrel. So there will be remnants in the barrel of cider. So just they are explaining just to show you how the observations can be done, etc. Okay, so this is what about the urine. If you see albuminuria of pregnancy, for advanced albuminuria with great weakness, albuminuria, dropsy and thirst albuminuria, acute or chronic albuminuria during pregnancy only. So there are a lot of albuminuria symptom itself in the urine. If you see the proprietorial index, then the color, regarding the color, greenish urine, Berberis vulgaris, deep orange red color, very important, lobelia. Then the hematuria, profuse dark or black, painless urine. painless hematuria in terebinth. So there can be a clinically explained question, clinical case scenario question, where they say a patient comes with hematuria, profuse, dark or black, painless urine, acute in early stage acute albuminuria, when blood and albumin bound more than cast, especially after typhoid. All these are going for terebinth. Okay, terebinth with odor of violet. Okay, and next is red black scandy coffee ground sediment suppressed in brain troubles and dropsy albuminous, that is Helleborus. So when you see coffee ground, don't go for Crotalus horridus in urine coffee ground is Helleborus and stool is Crotalus horridus. And appearance is look like milk mixed with jelly like bloody pieces, that is acid phosphoric acid. And turbid when passed, turns milky and semi-solid after standing urine is cinna. Then there are sedimentations, red sand sedimentations, lobelia and lycopodium, reddish clay like sediment, colored which others to the vessel as if it has been burned on, like that is sepia. Then white sedimentation is colchicum, flaky white sandy sedimentation is sarsaparilla, coarse sandy red sedimentation is selenium, brick dust is mercure. So why I am showing you all these repertory indexes, because this can be a very easy method to compare and study or revise while you have covered all the previous questions and the areas. Okay, so the next question, vomiting with convulsive gagging and inexpressible pain after laparotomy. So whatever interesting things, modern terms or modern treatment methodologies or some other methodologies which are mentioned in our Materia Medica, they are interesting actually. They are a question expected area. So vomiting with convulsive gagging and inexpressible pain after laparotomy is an indication of the following medicines. So bismuth Materia Medica, if you see this, you can find that bismuth, Staphysaccharida nexomica in the brackets. So answer is A, C, D. A, C, D is option 2. And if you you should be very careful. Don't jump and write A as the option or select the first option by seeing this bismuth. You have to understand that okay, the question is not over. It is another part of the question is there in the below part. Don't get excited. So whatever brackets, very important in Allen's keynote, whatever comparisons are there, one remedy, then again another remedy, then third remedy, then they will give another symptom and one remedy will be written. That will be actually the main remedy will be applicable or the similar to the first three mentioned, and this after the remedy comes at the last after another symptom after semicolon. That is the exact opposite mostly when compares. That will be exact opposite and that will not be the same symptom of the main remedy. So the next that is very important actually. The whatever after the comparison or after while comparing, if they are comparing an exact opposite symptom and another remedy for that, that is also a question area actually in Allen's keynote. So if you see the bismuth vomiting symptoms, hydrated oxide of bismuth, if you see vomiting of water as soon as it reaches the stomach, food retained longer. So here in bismuth, food, if you take anything solid, it will be retained without vomiting. But water or whatever liquid you are taking, it will be gone very fast. So vomits food and water is R-salb. Whatever you are taking, even though you are taking solid or liquid, food or water, R-salb will throw it out. And vomiting of enormous quantities, bismuth again bismuth vomiting is of enormous quantities and at intervals of several days when food has filled the stomach. So vomiting will continue for several days. And vomiting of all fluids as soon as taken. So some patients will come and tell, some others will come and tell, if I am giving a liquid diet, if I am giving juice, if I am giving anything, she is vomiting or he is vomiting. But if I am giving bread, if I am giving some solid food, I am giving a piece of bread or something, they are not vomiting. So these particular observations, these poor people, these patients will make, and they will tell you, if you know the Materia Medica bismuth, if you know the keynote, and if you have a comparison with you, it is easy for you. So which are the So this symptom, laparotomy, Naxomicus, Staphysagria and bismuth. So fluid, vomiting of all fluid as soon as taken and purging offensive stools is bismuth, and watery stools is veratrum. So if you see the 477, so we already told you 487 character of stool, all these symptoms. 497 urine and comparison. Now we are going back to 477 where we have the GIT, the nausea and vomiting. Okay, nausea and vomiting, 477 of repertorial index of Allen's keynote. If you see air sickness, borax is given. Then as soon as he raises the head from pillow, vomiting comes, is stramonium. And chronic vomiting with good appetite, with nausea, profuse sweat and marked prostration is lobelia. And coffee ground vomiting is pyrogen. So now we just heard coffee ground stool is Crotalus horridus, coffee ground stool. If you want to see different comparisons of coffee ground stool, Crotalus horridus, and coffee ground urine is Helleborus. Coffee ground urine sediment is Helleborus, and coffee ground vomiting is pyrogen. Coffee ground vomiting is pyrogen. Okay, so these are the comparative study for a competitive exam actually. Coffee ground vomiting, pyrogen. So you can add this and extend this list actually whenever you come across something like this. Then vomiting immediately after midnight is ferment. Copious greenish vomiting is ethusa. So copious greenish vomiting, ethusa. And we have seen copious watery greenish stool, pulsatilla. So similar way, vomiting is ethusa. Then nausea and faintness by sitting up is bryonia, and nausea from placing a hand in warm water is phosphorus. Violent vomiting caused by food poisoning is arsalb. So there are different symptoms. Vomiting from bright light, stramonium. Then vomiting of fecal matter, very disgusting symptom. Vomiting of fecal matter, plumbum. And this particular symptom with convulsive gagging and inexpressible pain after laparotomy, bismuth is given, but exactly there, only bismuth is there in the repertoire index. So you have to take your pen, you have to add the Staphysagria and Naxomica given in the brackets. So whatever is there in the keynote, bring it to your repertoire index portion, and whatever is not there in the keynote, enrich this with the Boric and Nash and Kent, so that you can also Clark is very important in competitive exams. A lot of additional informations are there we get from the Clark actually. So these things you should know while studying your Materia Medica. Okay. So next question, the sensation as if anus is open is present in. So sensation as if anus is open is phosphorus symptom, and the comparative remedy or the similar symptom remedy is Epis is given there. So if you see this anus symptoms, you can take the 485 page of the repertoire index. There you can see excoriation of skin about the anus. So around the anus, about the anus, excoriation of skin, sanicula and sulfur. Then excoriation of covering perineum and extending to genitals is sanicula, and itching and burning in anus, preventing sleep is aloes. Then prolapse of rectum before or with stool, a rectum symptom is podophyllum. And there are interesting symptoms like sensation of swelling with great quantities of ropey mucus in urine. Great quantity of ropey mucus in urine with a sensation of swelling in the anus is China. And sensation of swelling in perineum or near the anus as if sitting on a ball is Cannabis indica. Then prolapse of rectum immediately on attempting a passage from the slightest stooping after confinement is Ruta. So there are in the rectum chapter of the repertoire index of Allen's keynote, you can see anus symptoms, constipation symptoms, causes, different causes like acid causing constipation from acid is acid phosphoricum. Then constipation after anger or chagrin is chamomilla, or the rectal complaints after high game, Crotalus horridus. Then onions, tuja. Then rectal complaints after milk, natrum carb, we already discussed, sulfur, calcarea and natrum carb. Then suppressed eruptions, graphitis and sorinum. Then cold drinks, nux moscata. Then coffee, tuja. So this way you have to compare the rectal symptoms or anus symptoms. Next, another one is constipation. So the symptom constipation always before and during menses. So we can actually compare the constipation symptoms here and the menses, the premenstrual or menstrual symptoms, the dysmenorrhea symptoms, etc. here. So this is a very good symptom of ammonium carb actually. So sorry. This is which one? Tell me. Symptom constipation always before or during menses. Ammonium carb is the exact opposite actually. Anyone? Constipation. Very good. Silesia. Okay. So Silesia is the answer here. And the other three, ammonium carb, veratrum and bovista, we have to compare it. In the ammonium carb, it is given cholera-like symptom. That is at the commencement of menstruation. So in the brackets of ammonium carb, veratrum and bovista is given. Bovista and veratrum is given. And in the silesia, if you see the constipation symptoms of silesia, always before and after, before and during menses, our symptom silesia. Okay, silesia. Then difficulty. The constipation, another symptom is difficulty as from inactivity of rectum with great straining, as if rectum was paralyzed. This itself can be a separate question. Silesia constipation, as if rectum was paralyzed. Which remedy they will ask? Rectum was paralyzed. Like this, one single line which is there inside, they will pick and they will take as a question. As if rectum was paralyzed. Constipation as if rectum was paralyzed. Silesia. Then when partly expelled and recedes again. So two remedies there, silesia and tuja, partly expelled and recedes again. So this is two remedies. So we can compare the menstruation and also we can compare the constipation, a lot of constipation symptoms. And the bowels are moved as if by spasmodic jerks, coming out like a shot as soon as patient eats, drinks, or even while eating. This is actually Croton Tig symptom. So if you see the page number 503 of the menstruation, if you see a good number of symptoms like menstruation, acrid, menstruation amelioration, all suffering. Yeah, menstruation ameliorates all sufferings is lachesis, and ameliorates all sufferings but returns after menses is Zingam met. So don't get confused about this. So lachesis and Zingam, they can confuse you. Lachesis is menses ameliorates all the complaints, it is gone, and after the menses is gone, the complaints return is Zingam met. Okay. And our symptom, cholera-like symptom at the commencement of menstruation is ammonium carb, given in the repertory index. You have to add the bovista and veratrum from the brackets. Okay. And diarrhea and vomiting, bloody discharge from bowels during menses, ammonium mure. So diarrhea and vomiting, bloody discharge. So we go to ammonium mure. Okay. Another symptom is that discharge of blood from vagina every time the child takes the breast is silesia. And different menses symptoms like flow in the morning, flow more during the day, flow at the night, intermittent flow ceases on lying down, flow aggravation on lying down, flow on motion, flow on little menarche. Everything is given together. So this is a place where we have to read the menstruation, different menstruation symptoms, and this dysmenorrhea symptoms. Okay. So watery menses continue to next period. Watery menses will be continuing till next period is cecal cord, and vicarious menstruation, a very favorite area of examiners, as it is a like not very commonly used term. Vicarious menstruation. Two remedies given: bryonia and onesmodium. Another one, toothache during menses is Staphysagria. Then menses suppressed by getting feet wet, pulsatilla. Then suppressed by putting hand in cold water, conium. Suppressed by Glass of milk lacked defloratum, suppressed when menses suppressed, and when natrum fails, we have to give calicab. This is given by the master himself, animal. Okay, and suppressed when menses suppressed, and when pulsatilla fails, we have to think about natrum. So when natrum fails, calicab. Okay, so all these are the menses related symptoms. And yeah, next one is a match the following of complementary medicines. So here we can see stannum met is pulsatilla. So A2 only one option is there. So how much time is we are saving? So we are just confirming the other symptoms. Calcarephos we know, ruta, B1, then C4 calicab, carbovage, macab, camomilla. So any one, if you know, also sometimes you can actually answer them as the following. So while seeing, okay, this is about relationship part, I may go wrong, it is very difficult, don't think like that. Just take one and just cross check in the options part. It may be very easy, just your imaginations will be very wrong. Like it will be like antidote, you will be thinking like, okay, antidote area is very weak for me, I have not done a revision, proper revision, so I will attend this last. Don't think like that. If you know only one antidote also, just cross check with that and just answer that. Okay, so this complementary, if you see, I have given a big a list of complementary medicines. I will just show you. Okay. Yeah, hope you are seeing my screen. Yeah, you are seeing my word screen. So here you see the complementary relationship, and Allen's keynote. I have given 50 complementary relationship in Allen's keynote. So aconitum complementary to coffea in fever, sleeplessness, intolerance of pain. Then so you have to read like that: coffea in fever, intolerance, sleep, intolerance of pain. Okay, and arnica in traumatism. So which remedy is complementary to arnica in traumatism? So answer is aconite actually. So don't get confused about coffee and all that time. Then aconite is complementary to sulfur in which case? So old cases. Then rarely aconite is rarely indicated in fevers which bring out eruptions. So these are the, yeah. Okay, now allium sappa. Allium sappa complementary is very important. Three remedies are there. They can ask like A, B, C, A, C, B, like that. All these, different things they can ask. So phosphorus, pulsatilla, tuja, allium sappa. So I have given in a bold way antim crude, squilla. Then yeah, calcarephos ruta is there in the match the following now. You just so. And chamomilla, belladonna complementary to belladonna. Yeah, this is a very interesting symptom. Chamomilla is complementary to belladonna in diseases of children. Okay, and they have given children complaints and cranial nerves belladonna covers, and abdominal nerves chamomilla covers. So we can compare similar very cranky children, very similar symptoms, but abdominal nerves are much affected, chamomilla. And if cranial nerves, brain related, head related symptoms, belladonna. Okay, then next is colocin, the complementary to mercurius in dysentery with great tenesmus, and drosera and naxomica complementary relationship. And we can see three, wherever three are there, there is a potential question. Graphitis, causticum, hepasulf and lycopodium, and iodum, lycopodium. This is a very important complementary relationship. And yeah, so yeah, you can see here mac-carb. After mac-carb, rheum, when milk disagree and child has a sour odor. This is rheum complementary relationship. Bryonia rustox is very much famous actually. So like this, very common, very famous, multiple times heard options will be there in the match the following, which you know. So just by knowing that, you can rule out the other options and you can answer match the following many times in AIApget. So sarsaparilla complementary to mercurius and sepia. Then yeah, stannum met pulsatilla or match the following, it is there. And tuja and sabena, very important. In sabena also you can see it separately. So here medorinum, sabena and silesia. Okay, three remedies. Then tuberculinum, bacillinum. tuberculinum, soranum, and sulfur complementary. So this file I have given in the this one. Okay. So hope you are seeing my screen again. I mean my PowerPoint again. So complimentary you read today itself. I have given the study material PDF in the app. So which of the following statement is false? So don't miss all these things. False, true, because sorry, because this if you miss, the whole question will be missed actually. So the cough aggravated by drinking cold water is an indication of cupromet. So we know that something related to cough and drinking water is there. Aggravation or amelioration is not very sure. So that kind of things, modalities, very separately you have to study and you have to revise and see cough remedies, everything you have to group together, then you have to study, then you have to study the modality differences in the table wise format. So for this purpose you can actually refer books like Dr. Saptarshi Banerjee's latest book, like Symptomatic Memorizer of Materia Medica, very good book actually. I'll do a review about this. So that is a very good book for BHMS students and practitioners as well. Dr. Saptarshi Banerjee, the 5th generation homeopath, he has done a very good job by extending his father's work, Dr. Subhadra Kumar Banerjee's work, synoptic memorizer of Materia Medica. In that he compares all the modalities so that we can actually study that way. That is a very good way actually. So cough aggravated by drinking cold water, cupromet. So aggravation is false actually. So our answer should be this. So including A. Okay, A should be there. So A. So we are ruling out fourth option anyway because we are sure that A is not there. So A is wrong. A should be there. So three options are there in our hand now. So prolapse of rectum immediately on attempting passage in is characteristic of ruta. So I just show you a question of rectum anus complaints and there I have read out loudly about this symptom of ruta. That is the importance of studying this kind of comparative, all the options, all the possible areas, all the rectum symptoms then and there itself. Then next question paper, if you don't have the direct question repeated, you will have a similar question from that area. That's why I am telling, by doing this 100 questions, we will do around 1000 questions, not just 400 questions or 4 options. We will do a lot of areas by revising this. Okay, so I feel by doing the 100 questions of AIApget, previous AIApget 7 years question paper itself, we can cover a big revision of Materia Medica. So prolapse of rectum, that is a correct symptom actually. So B is correct. So this anyway we have ruled out. This also we can rule out because B is a correct symptom. It's not false. So this also we ruled out. Now we are confused regarding A, C and D. Now C and D we have to check. So pain from sacrum to pubis. So we have studied this with the mnemonic actually. S to B, sacrum to pubis. S to B is S to B, sabina. Sabina we study like that. S to B, sabina, sacrum to pubis. In nearly all diseases is a keynote. Yes, it is also correct actually. So C also we are ruling out. So this option also we ruled out. So only one we have in hand. So we have to just check lysine. Sensitiveness of vagina rendering coition painful is a feature of lysine. Yes, it is a feature. So A only is the answer. B, C, D are correct. So this way we are ruling out and we are answering whenever there are 4 or 5 options are there. Okay. So another symptom we have to compare with the sabina in the brackets is in sabina it is drawing pains from small of back from sacrum to pubis in nearly all complaints is sabina. From back, so from back going around the body to pubis. So going around the body to pubis. Don't get confused. This symptom if it comes this year, you have to write which one? Anyone? Going around the body to pubis. Which this if you can answer, I feel your Materia Medica preparation is very good. So just try to answer without the Materia Medica is in hand. If you are answering this, your Materia Medica preparation is very good. So pain from back going round the body to pubis. Going round the body to pubis. Which one? Anyone? This if you can answer, your preparation is very good. because the brackets you are covering, you have done a good revision, so that's why you are able to answer. So anybody, if not, no worries, no problem. Without that also you can actually, there is time, more than 1 month, so you can actually cover up. So anybody? Sorry. Yeah, the option answer is viburnum. Okay, a very good dysmenorrhea remedy, viburnum opulus. So this is about this symptoms of this particular passage. So rectum symptoms of ruta is very important. Prolapse of rectum immediately on attempting a passage, from the slightest stooping, after confinement, frequent unsuccessful urging. All these are ruta symptoms. Okay. And next question is headache with sensation as if being lifted up high into air and great anxiety lest she falls from this height is a symptom of. So this is a very important sensation. So whatever sensation as if is there in Allen's keynote, you have to group them and study sensations. All the sensations are very important. So here it is a direct symptom from hypericum. All these are plant kingdom remedies. So just go through the common name family then and there itself. So I told you once, whatever plant kingdom remedies are there in the question papers, you have to study the common name also. So hypericum, St. John's wort. So which is Saint Ignatius bean? Saint John's wort. Saint Ignatia. Okay, Ignatia. Saint Mary's thistle. Which is Saint Mary's thistle? I already told you in the previous first class itself, common name family. Saint Mary's thistle. Anybody? Saint John's wort, Saint Ignatius bean, Saint Mary's thistle. Anyone? Hope you are with me. Try to answer. You have to go through the common name family provers session again. Also, you have to do this revision of the videos also whenever possible. When you are bored about reading, etc. Don't go to your distractions in this month, this coming month. Go to the videos of our classes. Materia Medica 16 question, organon 16 question. These are very important, highly scoring. So whatever repertory videos I have given in the YouTube channel are very high yielding. All the quotations of repertory and a UPSC question paper of repertory I have done. In that a lot of good amount of questions I have done. So all these things you can actually try to do. If possible, 2017 to 2023, all the 7 years repertory questions I am going to do in YouTube. So that also you can watch. This is hypericum, St. John's wort. Then headache after a fall on the occiput. That is a starting symptom of hypericum, headache after a fall upon occiput with sensation as if being lifted up high into the air, great anxiety lest she fall from this height. This is hypericum. Then veratrum viridae. Veratrum viridae, green hellebore. Okay. Green hellebore. Then Melanthaceae family, Melanthaceae. So some families are very important. Veratrum is Melanthaceae. Then headache is nervous or sick headache, congestion from suppressed menses, intense headache, almost apoplectic, with violent nausea and vomiting. So violent nausea and vomiting, intense headache. Veratrum viridae. Melilotus is sweet clover. Sweet clover is a common name. Then family is very interesting actually. Leguminosae family. Then headache is violent, congestive or nervous headache. Epistaxis affords relief. That is a symptom of Melilotus. Epistaxis affords relief. So relieved by nose bleeding. Epistaxis affords relief. And the remedies you have to compare there are Buforana, Ferrum Phos, and Mag Sulf. Okay, Mag Sulf, Buforana, and Ferrum Phos. And the bryonia symptom, bryonia headache is bryonia. Common names are white bryony and wild hope. Wild hope. Cucurbitaceae family. Headache when stooping. Headache as if brain would burst through forehead. Headache from ironing. All these are actually sinusitis symptom also. Sinusitis very good remedies. Bryonia. You can blindly prescribe bryonia and you can wait. So sinusitis symptoms like as if brain would burst through the forehead from ironing. Sepia also ironing. Headache from ironing. Headache from ironing. Bryonia and ironing. Bryonia and sepia. Okay. Sepia, bryonia. Bryonia headache. If you see ironing, sepia. On coughing, headache on coughing, bryonia. That itself they can take and ask actually. Headache on coughing in the morning after rising or when first opening the eyes, bryonia. After rising in the morning and first opening the eyes, bryonia headache. Commencing in the morning, gradually increasing until evening. That is again bryonia. Headache from constipation, very important. This year they can ask actually bryonia. Headache from constipation. Headache from constipation. So bryonia is there. Then aloes is there. Then colinsonia. Then opium. All the rectal symptom, constipation symptom remedies. Aloes, colinsonia, opium, and bryonia. Headache from constipation. So these are the headache symptoms. Other headaches, very peculiar headaches you have to study. Then headache as if tornado. All these symptoms you have to study. That is also another AIApget question. We can see that later. So very forgetful in business, but during sleep, dreams of what he had forgotten is a symptom of. So mind-related symptoms, sleep-related symptom, dreams. Dreams are very, very important. Whatever dreams are there in Alan's keynote, you have to group them and study. Okay, if possible, I'll do a study material. I'll upload it. Okay, so very forgetful in business, but during sleep, dreams of what he had forgotten is selenium. Okay, so the other remedies, if you see, there are now much close running symptoms, but why they have given this is they are neighbors in the Materia Medica keynote. So if you have no proper revision, whatever neighbors are there like selenium, sanicula, sepia, sanguinaria, we will have a confusion. Okay, I have read this is a remedy starting with S, I have not revised it, so I am not able to recollect it. So just we'll think that okay, it may be sanicula. If our revision is not good, only once reading is done. So that is the importance of revision and mock test, etc. Okay, in Alan's keynote. And next question is fever paroxysm at 7 a.m. a time modality related question. So you can see Tuja, Epis, all these time related other close running time modality having remedies are there in the option. So fever paroxysm at 7 a.m. with great loquacity during chill, heat is characteristic of podophyllum. Option is podophyllum. Answer is podophyllum. Podophyllum peltatum. The common name is related to this month actually. May apple and Berberidaceae. May apple. Then if you see Tuja time modality, aggravation at night from heat of bed. Aggravation at night from heat of bed at 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's why Tuja is here actually. So Tuja is another time modality in our Materia Medica. 3 a.m. 3 p.m. Not between 3 a.m. 3 p.m. At 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. like that it is given. So from cold, from damp air, from narcotics, aggravation from narcotics, Tuja, another symptom, interesting symptom, aggravation from narcotics. Then cactus, there is no, fever, there is a time modality in cactus, 11 a.m., 11 p.m. 11 a.m., 11 p.m. Okay. Fever paroxysm return at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Then epismel is intermittent fever, chill at 3 p.m. Chill 3 p.m. Okay. There with thirst always. So always with thirst. Fever, chill stage, always with thirst is Ignatia and Epis. aggravation warm room, and from external heat epis, external heat and warm room. So tuja is compared again in epis. So that's why this whatever time modalities are there, you have time modalities in lycopodium, all these remedies. So the next question is bubbling sensation in kidney is a symptom of bubbling sensation. I told you whatever sensations are there, separate peculiar sensations you have to study. Bubbling sensation, Berberis vulgaris and Medorinum. Medorinum also, you have to compare Medorinum also and study Berberis vulgaris and Medorinum, bubbling sensation. Then Berberis, the common name is very important, barberry. Barberry. There are a good number of berries in our Materia Medica, very close running Materia Medica common names. Then if you see the other options, Cantharis. Cantharis is a very good remedy for renal symptoms. So burning pain and intolerable urging to urinate is the red strand of Cantharis in all inflammatory affections. So they'll ask like this: the burning pain and intolerable urging to urinate is the red strand of this remedy in all inflammatory affections. Then options will be the same options: Sarsaparilla, Terebinth, Berberis, Cantharis. So what you will write? Cantharis you have to write there. Then Sarsaparilla, common name is very very important. They can ask common name itself as a question from Sarsaparilla. Wild licorice. Wild licorice is the common name, and Smilaceae family. Smilaceae family. And the symptom, the renal symptom is severe, almost unbearable pain at conclusion of urination. Severe, unbearable pain at conclusion of urination. This is a very interesting symptom, very interesting mnemonic we have made during our UG days. So, best medicine. I hope you will be knowing this mnemonic if it is reached you. So we just remember, it's not our teachers, or it's not that we heard from anyone. We made from our own keynotes while studying. We made this mnemonic, me and our friends. So just tell me which are the medicines in this best medicine. Severe, almost unbearable pain at conclusion of urination. Tell me which are the remedies in this. What are the remedies included in best medicine? Best med mnemonic. Tell me. Anybody? By this stage you should know what is B, what is E, what is S, what is T, what is M. Best medicine is a mnemonic for the symptom severe, almost unbearable pain at conclusion of urination, at the end of urination. Conclusion of urination, severe unbearable pain. Which are the B, E, S, T, M? By this time you should be knowing. Very good, Berberis. Then E for very good, Equisitum. Then S for yeah, Tuja is there. T, yes, very good. Sarsaparilla. S is Sarsaparilla, and M or Med is for very good, Medorinum. So you don't forget this. That's why I made you to type in the chat box. So best med. This is a mnemonic for the severe, almost unbearable pain at the conclusion of urination. Okay, Medorinum. Yeah. So best med, Berberis. Then Equisitum. Equisitum keynote also you can see this symptom brackets comparison. So Berberis, Equisitum, Sarsaparilla, Tuja, and Medorinum. So this is about the another one interesting symptom of Sarsaparilla is neuralgia or renal colic. Neuralgia or renal colic. Excruciating pain from right kidney downwards. Excruciating pain. Something which is very much highly intensifiedly given, so that is very important actually. Excruciating pain from right kidney downwards. Another remedy comparing similar remedies lycopodium, right kidney. Then terebinth, the urine symptoms, we know a big list of urine symptoms. Violent burning and drawing pain in the kidney. So burning and drawing pain in the kidney, terebinth. Bubbling sensation, berberis and medorinum. And violent burning and drawing pain in the kidney, bladder and urethra. Again, berberis comes there, cannabis sativa comes there, berberis, cannabis sativa and cantharis. Burning, drawing in the bladder, urethra, kidney. So BKPUU, what is BKPUU? BKPUU, what is this BKPUU? Anybody? What is the relevance of that letters BKPUU? Anybody? So have you come across this mnemonic of BKPUU anytime? No. This is not about Materia Medica. This is about repertory actually. Repertory mnemonic it is actually BKPUU, and it is related to our slide also, our kidney chapter also, urine chapter also. So bladder, kidney, prostate, urethra, urine. What is this? Yeah, what is this? Bladder, kidney, prostate, urethra, urine. Why we have to study this mnemonic BKPUU? Yeah. Yes. Bladder, kidney, prostate. So what is this? What is the relevance of this mnemonic? Anybody? Why I am making you to type or tell about this? This is a potential question. It came actually once, very important question from Ken repertory. If you see the urinary symptom chapters as a separate entity, the order of the chapters arrangement is BKPUU. Bladder, yeah, very good. According to Kent, BKPUU, bladder, kidney, prostate, urethra, urine. So this is the way, yeah, urinary organs are arranged. Okay, you have to make your own mnemonics. You have to study the mnemonics. You have to revise the mnemonics. Then you have to apply it in your question paper. Without any delay, you can answer. That is the beauty of mnemonics. If you have the mnemonic strong, without any confusion, you will be very strong in answering. Okay, you can save a lot of time. Then another. Okay, I think that question is over. Yeah. Next, 12th question. Which of the following is false? Again, false is asked. I always tell except, false, true, everything of the focus area you have to ask. Okay. So sometimes they'll tell the following symptom is false except. So all will be false except one. So like that and all you have to understand. Which of the following is false regarding the character of cough? So gurgling sound in cupramet, we know that cupramet while studying the amelioration by drinking cold water, we already saw the Materia Medica. Cough has a gurgling sound as if water was being poured from a bottle. Water was being poured from a bottle. Gurgling sound. And cough like a saw driven through a pine board in spongia. So spongia, what is the cough nature? Like a that hissing sound, that is what a sibilant, dry sibilant kind of cough will be there. The spongia cough, if you see, dry sibilant, like a saw driven through a pine board, then only it will be complete. Here the word sibilant they have omitted. So dry sibilant like a saw driven. It will be like a saw driven in a pine board, but the sibilant sound, the hissing sound you can hear when the patient comes or they cough, they can actually that his will be there in the end. Okay, that is spongy actually. And minute gun cough during day in corallium rubrum. So corallium rubrum, exactly that remedy we cannot see in the Allen's keynote. But where we can see it in the Allen's keynote, corallium rubrum. In which remedy, if you say this answer, I am very sure your keynote is very strong. In which remedy, as a comparative remedy in the brackets, you can see corallium rubrum. Let me see. Yeah, very good. Mercurius is 2 paroxysm. So answer is 4, option 4. 3 paroxysm is wrong. Mercurius cough in 2 paroxysm. Cough dry, fatiguing, racking, 2 paroxysm. Worse at night, from warmth of bed. These are mercurius symptoms. Then cough with utter inability to lie on right side. These are the mercurius symptoms. So where you can see in Alan's keynote Corallium rubrum in comparison. Let me know. If you tell this, I'm sure your Materia Medica is very strong. Your preparation of keynote is very strong. Corallium rubrum, where you see in the keynote. Don't worry. If at all you are not able to recollect, don't worry. You can actually read. There is time. You can work out more in the coming days. You can actually follow my 44 days plan. Actually, I have made a video long back in the starting of my YouTube channel 2 or 3 years back, that where you can actually in 44 days, I think around 44 days are remaining for your exam. Now 37, no, 44 days are not there. You can actually increase the number of remedies per day, and you can finish it within 30 days also. So that way you can study and cover and keynote in a very good revision plan you can make. So here the minute gun during the day, whooping at the night. Minute gun during the day. Minute gun cough during the day and whooping. This is whooping cough. This is in the night is given in Corallium rubrum. It is given in the Drosera. Okay, Drosera Materia Medica. Drosera, if you see. So in NASH, if you see, it is given why it is like that. So in NASH first paragraph, if you see, Corallium rubrum is useful for spasmodic cough, like whooping cough. It is continual, short, hawking through the day, so constant and frequent as to have merited the description given it of minute gun cough. So that's why the name minute gun came. Okay, very short, very hawking, then very continual, spasmodic whooping cough. That is the nature of Corallium rubrum. Okay. Stertorous breathing and hot perspiration all over body except lower limbs. Very, very important. It is a boric symptom actually. All over the body except whole body. It is written boric like whole body, not all over the body. It's okay, it's fine, same. Whole body except lower limbs, stertorous breathing and hot perspiration. So opium boric symptom it is. And another remedy we have to compare here, the perspiration of Nux moscata. So adapted to people with a dry skin. People with dry skin. Adapted to people with dry skin who rarely perspire. Who rarely perspire. Who rarely perspire. This is a Nux moscata symptom. Other two remedies, there are no much perspiration symptoms. And 14, constant pain under lower and inner angle of the right scapula is a feature of. So right scapula, inner angle, constant pain. That is chelidonium. We know that chelidonium. Then the remedies we have to compare is chelidonium, Calicarb and Mercurius. Another one important comparison we have to make of a rare remedy is the same symptom, exact symptom will be there in Chenopodium, but the type of Chenopodium is not a plant kingdom remedy. Don't get confused. Chenopodium is an animal kingdom remedy. So Anthelmicum. This we have to very sure. Okay. Anthelmeticum. So Chenopodium anthelmeticum is similar to Chelidonium, right scapula, but the opposite, Chenopodium under the left scapula. Left scapula is Chenopodium glossy. Okay, Chenopodium glossy. So we cannot see Chenopodium glossy just like that. If you see and search in the Clark or Boric, you have to search as Apis. It starts like this. Apis Chenopodium glossy. Apis Chenopodi glossy. It is written like that. Apis Chenopodi glossy. 2i Chenopodi glossy. Apis. Then you can see this remedy. Left scapula. Opposite of Chelidonium and Chenopodium anthelmeticum. Left scapula Chenopodium glossy. So exactly like that question can come actually. constant pain under the lower and inner angle of left scapula. We will not check, we will just think that okay, it is chelidonium and we will go for it, but it will be chenopodium. We will think that chenopodium they have given for confusing us, it is chelidonium, we are very sure, we will think like that, but we will not, in the excitement we will not see the right or left. So left is chenopodium glossy, right is chenopodium andalmiticum and calicarb and mercurius and chelidonium. Okay, I hope I am very clear. And which one of the following does not have features? Thirst, drinks little, often, is vomited as soon as it reaches the stomach. So thirst, drinks little and often. This is a thirst symptom. And vomited as soon as it reaches the stomach. So which is the remedy? So if you see sanicula, Materia Medica, sanicula, R-salb and phosphorus is given in bracket. R-salb and phosphorus is given in bracket of sanicula. This symptom is there. Vomits as soon as it reaches the stomach. Thirst, drinks little and often. So answer here is pulsatilla. So does not have is the question. Does not have the feature. That is the importance of bracket remedies, comparison remedies. Whenever there are three things, another one remedy which is not having that symptom they put means they can easily make a question MCQ, 4 options. So that's why comparative symptoms are very, very important. Next question, which of the following is a right sided remedy inimical to lachesis, antidotes poisoning with rust and insects of insects? This is a very interesting, beautiful relationship symptom. So relations in the keynote is very, very important. You have to take your time and revise and study the relations, all the relations in Allen's keynote. So if you see, there are high chances that you go for Apis mellifica thinking that it is a antidoting, all those things. But the exact lines in the relation, the whole relationship part of the ammonium carb, if you see ammonium carb, it antidotes poisoning with rust stalks and stings of insects and affects the right side mostly and inimical to lachesis. 3 points are given in the same relationship. The whole relationship is made to a single line question, that is ammonium carb for you. And next question is, Ignatia is incompatible with all the following except, so except, don't forget except. So incompatible, when you see, don't jump and tell okay it is coffea or it is naxomica like that. So coffea, naxomica and tabacum is given in the relationship of Ignatia as incompatible remedy, and natrum mu is a another point is given in the natrum mu Materia Medica. Natrum mu is the chronic of Ignatia, which is its vegetable analog. So vegetable analog of natrum mu is Ignatia. Natrum mu is a mineral kingdom remedy and vegetable kingdom remedy is Ignatia. So it is the vegetable kingdom analog also. It is the chronic, natrum mu is the chronic of Ignatia also. This point we have to study here. Impotence with relaxed penis with sexual desire and excitement is found in all except. So except, again except. So caladium, if you see, the common name is American arum. We have to study the common name also, Araceae family. Then impotence if you see caladium with mental depression, relaxed penis with sexual desire and excitement. Then caladium, lycoselenium, all three are given in brackets. But cantharis is not there. So cantharis important symptom is, so here the answer is cantharis because except is asked. So cantharis symptom is sexual desire, increased in both sexes, preventing sleep, violent priapism. So what is priapism? Priapism is erection of the penis. So here violent priapism with excessive pain. Picric acid also, this symptom is there, excessive pain, picric acid. So phosphoric acid, sorry, not phosphoric acid. Yeah, picric acid if you see, Okay, so picric acid, if you see the priapism symptom with the spinal disease, picric acid with the spinal disease, priapism with the spinal disease. So we know that the back symptoms of spinal symptoms of picric acid is very important. Erections violent, long lasting, profuse, seminal emissions, satyriasis. There you can compare cantharis and phosphorus in the picric acid brackets. Okay. So caladium, lycopodium, selenium, relaxed penis, sexual desire and excitement. And selenium impotence, if you see selenium alone, we see impotence with desire. There impotence also is there and priapism also there. In selenium you can see priapism also. Priapism, glands drawn up. This is a very important question. Glands drawn up. Berberis and selenium. Berberis and selenium. Glands drawn down is cantharis. Glands drawn down. Okay, cantharis. So next is match the following tongue symptoms. Very important observation we can make in the clinic. So triangular red tip, we already know Rustox, very important symptom of Rustox, very common. So B1. So B1, how many are there? B1. So two options are there. Any other? Yeah, okay. A is a very unique symptom actually. A2, A1, A3, A4. So if you know only A also, you can answer this match the following without checking any other option. So A we will concentrate. Veratrum viridae. What is Veratrum viridae? Tongue white or yellow with red streak down the middle. That is Veratrum viridae for you. A2. A2, whatever is there, we'll go for that. So A2. So A2, only one option is there. B1 we know. The natrum phos we know about the golden yellow coating at the base of the tongue. Golden yellow coating. C4. Then pyrogen, fiery red, clean, smooth as if varnished. So D3. So option. So tell me where in Allen's keynote natrum phos golden yellow coating at the base of tongue is given. If you can answer this, your keynote is very, very strong. Your keynote will be very strong. Tell me where in keynote, in which remedy in keynote you are seeing this natrum phos symptom, golden yellow coating at the base of tongue. This exact line you can see only in keynote bracket, not in boric or any other remedy. Natrum phos anyway, it is not a Allen's keynote remedy, so you cannot tell that I can check this in the boric or anything. There the symptom is there, yellow color, everything is there, but this particular line, golden yellow coating at the base of the tongue, that is not there in any other Materia Medica. Exact line. It is there in the keynote, but it is not there in the natrum group. It is there in another group medicine. Tell me. Mercurius protoiodatus. Take the Mercurius protoiodatus in Materia Medica keynote. It's a very short remedy. Highlight this symptom in the bracket. Golden yellow coating at the base, natrum phos. Okay. Mercurius protoiodatus. So now you see the Veratrum viridae. Veratrum viridae, tongue white or yellow with red streak down in the middle, and Rustox is dry, sore, red, cracked. Dry, sore, red, cracked. Triangular red tip. Takes the imprint of teeth. Another two remedies for imprint of teeth. Mercurius group anyway, imprints of teeth is there. Rustox comparison remedies are chelidonium and podophyllum. Imprints of teeth. Okay, imprints of teeth. Then pyrogen, tongue is large, flabby, clean, smooth as if varnished, fiery red, dry, cracked, articulation is difficult, talking will be very difficult, crotalosauridas, terebinth and pyrogen. So these are the symptoms of tongue of these remedies. And next one is, which of the following medicine is especially adapted to complaints of first and second childhood, the psoric or tubercular. Here exact first line adapted to is a area where you have to study the remedies which are adapted to. In Allen's keynote, in boric also the first paragraph, very, very important clinical indications, very, very important this kind of sentences, adapted to this case, this symptom, like that. So the first para is always important. So Barita carb especially adapted to complaints of first and second childhood, the psoric or tubercular, scrofulous dwarfish children who do not grow. So in Baraita carp, scrofulous, dwarfish children, dwarfish who do not grow. Then in Calcaria, children who grow too rapidly. Children who grow too rapidly is Calcaria. Then Sepia, one symptom is there. Pot-belliedness of mothers. Why I am telling this is because a children comparison is given in the bracket of that symptom. Pot-belliedness of mother. In bracket, a potential question is there. Pot-belliedness of children. Pot-belliedness of children. The remedy is sulfur. Okay, this is a potential question. So this is Alan's keynote, the way of studying Alan's keynote and Boric for the AIApget. So next onwards, 2018 onwards, we'll see from the next class, and we'll try to cover maximum comparative areas. So the way I have shown you to study the previous question papers, you try to do with every subject, OBG, FMT, SPM, all these easily studyable subjects you have to study like this. The tougher ones for most of the peoples are anatomy, then physiology, etc. If you are not very strong there, make your other subjects very strong in this coming month and study well. Okay, best wishes.